You're listening to Simply the Best Sports Take, the best podcast breaking down the best stuff in sports with host Sean Bingham. His takes are so good, he dropped the mic, but then you wouldn't be able to hear him, and that would suck.
Welcome into Simply the Best Sports Podcast. I am your host, Sean Bingham. And, we're trying something a little different this morning. I am on my morning commute. I might make a habit of this, just do little 10-minute podcasts as I drive to work. But there's just too much going on in sports to not be talking about it. I mean, first of all, the World Series, we thought Game 2 was epic, and then they dropped Game 5 on us, and our minds are blown forever. I mean, I cannot wait for Game 6 tonight. Halloween, Game 6 of the World Series, unbelievable. Super excited for it. Tons going on in the NFL, tons going on in the NBA. This is just the best time of year. So I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys and honestly try and get some of your thoughts back. Let's start with that World Series, though. I mean, a couple things to keep in mind. Clayton Kershaw was pitching with a 4-0 lead, and somehow, some way, the Astros came back and won that game. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Clayton Kershaw, unfortunately for the guy, he's got a little bit of a history of underperforming in the playoffs. I mean, this is a guy whose win percentage for his career in the regular season is .692. For the postseason, he's just .500. He's a .500 pitcher in the postseason. Granted, the competition is consistently, better, but still to drop from .692 to .500, I mean, that's when the greats rise to the occasion. And Clayton Kershaw has dropped. His ERA in the regular season is a 2.36. For the postseason, a 4.5. That's a huge jump. That's more than a 2-run jump per 9 innings for Clayton Kershaw. Very interesting stat. His home runs given up per 9 innings. 0.6 for the regular season for his career. 0.6, not even one home run. My phone just rang. I don't know how that's going to work moving forward. Anyway, not even one home run per 9 innings in the regular season. 1.4 in the postseason. 1.4. That is more than double. He's given up more than twice as many home runs in the postseason as he is in the regular season for his career. He gave up his 8th home run this postseason just the other night, and that is the most all-time by a single pitcher in one postseason. So Clayton Kershaw now has a record you do not want to have: most home runs given up by a single pitcher in a single postseason. So Clayton Kershaw kind of let the Dodgers down. I feel like Game 5 was the series. Obviously, we're back to LA now. But Verlander is on the mound pitching tonight. It's going to be an epic battle, and I cannot wait for it. Speaking of all the home runs, the ball is clearly juiced, is it not? I mean, this ball is clearly juiced, but I don't care. I think it's fantastic. The reason that we shouldn't just jump to the conclusion that people are on steroids again, or HGH, or whatever they might be on the PEDs, is that there's not really any outliers hitting 70 home runs. There's nobody doing that. But there's a bunch of guys hitting 20 that should be hitting 10. There's a bunch of guys hitting 30 that should be hitting 20. There's a bunch of guys hitting 40 that should be hitting 30. So, I mean, just to put into perspective here, the Astros the other night were the first team ever to have 5 guys hit a home run in a World Series game. It's already the most home runs ever in a season by the Major League. Already the most home runs in a postseason. Already the most home runs in a World Series. Clearly the ball is the difference because the pitching has not gotten worse, and I don't think the batters have gotten that much better. And again, there's no outliers. So the ball is juiced, but we've got Game 6 tonight. Couldn't be more excited. I'm going to say that the Astros finish it off tonight with Verlander pitching, and the Astros win it in 6. That's my prediction. I'm really hoping for a Game 7, though, because this series is just too good, and it deserves a Game 7. So transitioning now from the major leagues to the NBA. Something I've been keeping an eye on is obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They made a ton of offseason moves. Their hand was forced with Kyrie Irving, but it felt like they got good value back. Isaiah Thomas, of course, hasn't played yet, but they got Jay Crowder and Zizic and, a pick. Crowder looks pretty good. Dwayne Wade getting over there was really interesting because he's besties with LeBron. Dwayne Wade is obviously, not the Dwayne Wade he used to be. He's 35 now, and not quite the player he used to be, but he's still a great player, still a great locker room presence, brings a championship mentality. And he made a championship mentality move, the ultimate team guy, when he told J.R. Smith and the Cavs and Ty Lue, hey, you know what? I'll come off the bench just a couple games into the season. Ironically, they've lost 3 straight since then, but it's October, not going to worry about them too much. I think the Cavs will win the East. And, you know, the Pistons, by the way, are 5-2. I was looking at the Pistons roster because I was like, I don't really know who's on the Pistons. Like, I know they got Andre Drummond, but who do they have beyond that? I don't even know. Well, I still don't really know, but, well, I guess they got Avery Bradley. I know that too. But the Pistons are 5-2. Meanwhile, the Cavs are 3-4. The Warriors are just 4-3. Or no, the Warriors won last night, so now they're 5-3. Warriors won big last night, actually. Scored 141 points, and KD only had like 19, and Clay had 15, Draymond 16. Steph had 31, but Warriors are amazing. The talk of the year, though, has to be the Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo is dominating this year, averaging 34.7 points per game, number 1 in the NBA, shooting 63% from the field, 10.7 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and the guy is only 22 years old. He just started playing basketball like a few years ago. It's only his 5th season in the league. I mean, this guy is truly the Greek Freak. And I think he's going to be the face of the league. I think he's going to win multiple MVPs before he finishes. I don't know that he has that same marketability just yet of a guy like LeBron James, who was crowned the chosen one when he was still in high school. But the Greek Freak clearly has the talent, and he's got the Bucks off to a great start. I believe they're 4-2. Again, I'm driving, so I don't have everything in front of me, but the Bucks are looking really, really good, and I think they're going to be a force in the East here soon. And Milwaukee better do everything they can to keep Antetokounmpo on their team. The Thunder are 3-3. Westbrook's still getting his triple doubles. He's averaging 21, 12, and 9.8. He's shooting 48% from the field, which is 5% higher than he did all of last year. Melo averaging 23.8, shooting 47% from the field, 2% higher than his career average. And Paul George averaging 19.5. So they're spreading the ball, they're shooting well, they're looking better and better all the time. I think the Thunder are the real deal. I've been saying this ever since they made those offseason moves. I sincerely think the Thunder have a very, very, very good shot to challenge the Warriors, especially if the Warriors fall upon some bad luck with an injury to any of the top 4 guys, being Draymond, Clay, Steph, and KD. So the Thunder could be a force, and maybe they make some more moves before the trade deadline. Who knows? So NBA is super interesting. I absolutely love the NBA. Now, NFL, the Rams, 5-2 with Sean McVay. What? This guy is amazing. I'm a diehard Redskins fan, and I was so sad to see us lose him. I knew he was the real deal, and he goes in to Los Angeles and turns the Rams around immediately. They're now 5-2, pretty incredible. But tomorrow what I'll do is I'll update my top 6 for college football. I'll do these little 10-minute podcasts as I drive into work. Kind of fun stuff for me. But again, if I were to make a prediction for tonight, I'm saying that the Astros win it in 6 with Verlander. I'm hoping I'm wrong, though. That's going to do it for today's podcast. Be sure to check out my website, stbsportstake.com. I've got a channel now up on YouTube. You can just search my name, Sean Bingham, or STB Sports Take. It should all pull up. But we're going to do 10-minuters, and that is it for today. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks for hanging with Simply the Best Sports Take. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and check out stbsportstake.com. Simply the best in sports.
'Cause we